WTIV Local 4 News at 5 starts now.
Forced to relive a terrifying night.
I just felt continuous strikes without pause.
A mom gives a detailed account of the night she and her husband were savagely stabbed inside their own home. Tonight, new information on the motivation behind her husband's murder.
And at that moment, my husband reached the lights, and he turned them on, and then I could see.
Good evening. At Topside News at 5, Mara and Paul Skinner were tucked in bed when they were attacked inside their Yale home. One of the intruders yielding a knife, which she used without hesitation.
The couple's adopted teenage daughter at the center of this investigation. Now she and two men, including her boyfriend, are charged with this attack.
Well, Mom says just days before, Dad forbade her from seeing her boyfriend. Let's get to Sandra Ali. She joins us live from the court with more. Sandra?
Well, Carmen and Guy, that preliminary hearing wrapping up just a short time ago, nearly 7 hours of testimony today. Some of the most dramatic coming from Mara Skinner herself, describing what she says happened the night of those attacks.
I heard my husband screaming, and I was screaming, and we were screaming the same things. We didn't have any idea what was going on.
The three teenage co-defendants charged with murder showed no expression in court. 17-year-old Tia Skinner sat directly across from her mother as she testified what happened the night Paul Skinner, Tia's father, was stabbed to death as the couple lay in bed.
I could hear him fighting. I could not see him because I was engaged in a fight myself. My husband reached the lights, and he turned them on, and then I could see what was happening, and I saw a knife getting ready to come down onto my chest. It was like this. And I grabbed it. And I said, no. You need to go, go, go. Jeff is here right now. Go. Get out of here. And that was the only pause in the entire attack. And at that moment, it paused. I believe they looked at each other, and they began to run.
An unbelievable testimony there from Mara Skinner. She went on to say that she'd see what she believes was a silhouette of a young man standing in her bedroom. She said she saw those two young men wearing what she described as flesh-colored Halloween masks to try and disguise their faces. Back to you.
It sounds very much like she recognized them even with that mask. Sandra, I understand it was a long day in court. How many witnesses were called today?
Well, a total of 6 witnesses today, and we should point out that 2 of those witnesses did testify that actually that Tia Skinner paid those 2 teenage boys to hurt or kill her parents, even providing them with the knives used in those attacks. We're going to have much more on that, and also a timeline of events coming up for you tonight at 6 when we see you then.
All right, our Sandra Ali reporting for us.
New developments from Yale, Michigan, where a teenage girl and 2 friends are accused in a stabbing attack on her parents. Her father was killed, her mother wounded, and today we've learned police have discovered a key piece of handwritten evidence. There's also growing concern about people carrying out vigilante justice, and Michigan State Police lead the investigation. Let's get to Sandra Ali live with more. Sandra?
Well, Devin, tonight police confirming to us that the suspects' families in this case have been receiving numerous death threats, and as the investigation unfolds, we've also been able to confirm what led police to those 3 suspects in the first place. Only Local 4 cameras are there as Yale police go back to the crime scene to collect new evidence from the Skinner family home on Main Street, including this slashed-out screen from the couple's bedroom window, where police believe the suspects snuck into the house.
It's another thing that you take just to be absolutely positively sure that you've secured absolutely everything you can.
Local 4 has confirmed police on the scene shortly after the stabbings found a handwritten note, a detailed roadmap with drawings showing exactly where all the bedrooms are laid out in the house. That note, now a key piece of evidence, led investigators to their 3 suspects. State police believe Tia Skinner orchestrated the attacks on her parents, planning them a week in advance. The couple's daughter, Tia Skinner, her boyfriend, Jonathan Kurtz, and another boy, Jamie Preston, all 3 charged with the stabbing death of Paul Skinner and attempted murder of his wife, Mara. Police say the 3 teens keep pointing the finger at each other.
We were able to solve this within a very short period of time. So everything fell together very well. It's a very sound case.
As the memorial in front of the family's home continues to grow, there's a new sign outside a local church asking the community to pray for the Skinner family.
It's just hard. It's been hard for everybody, and it's going to take a long time for everyone to kind of come to terms with it.
And all three suspects are due back in court coming up on November 23rd. Reporting live, Sandra Ali, Local 4.
All right, Sandra Ali, also a quick update here on the mother, Mara Skinner. She remains hospitalized, listed though now in stable.
Breaking news, the 18-year-old Yale woman accused of being the mastermind behind a savage attack on her parents has been found guilty. Good evening, everyone. We broke the story on Local 4 News, first at 4.
Tia Skinner guilty on all counts. Her father was killed in the attack. Her mother was seriously injured.
Remember, it happened last winter in the family's St. Clair County home. Our Mara McDonald has been following this for us. Mara, this is one of the fastest jury verdicts in recent memory.
Carmen, you're not kidding. That jury got the case at 3:15. By 4:01, they were done. Guilty on all three counts. In the end, Tia Skinner didn't take the stand in her own defense, and her attorney couldn't muster one witness in her defense. What jurors saw on this final day of testimony are multiple text messages sent from Tia Skinner to two young men who have now both been convicted in the knife attack on her parents, one of which has Skinner texting that she just wants it done. Prosecutors have maintained all along Skinner was the mastermind behind the plot.
She was active in her school. She was a leader. She was a starter. She was not a follower. She was not duped by Jonathan Kurtz.
Police and prosecutors say Skinner was angry at her parents because they didn't like her boyfriend at the time, Jonathan Kurtz, who has since been convicted of her father's murder and the attack on her mother that left her with 20 stab wounds. Her parents didn't want her hanging around with Kurtz and his friends. They thought they were bad news. Police say Skinner made the move to kill her parents because of it. Back here alive, Tia Skinner found guilty on all three counts, guilty late this afternoon after the jury deliberated about 45 minutes. Devin, Carmen, back to you.
Now, Mara, Tia Skinner didn't take the stand, but what about the other members of her family?
Her mother, Mara, took the stand. Her brother, Jeff, took the stand. Carmen, their statements had massive impact, especially when her brother Jeff said something to the effect of when he saw his father laying there that he looked like he had been covered in red paint. I mean, it really brought home how awful what happened in that home was.
And
Back
the
to you.
jury certainly heard it. Our Mara McDonald